Welcome to This Place. Each week, we ask Oregonians about the places that most matter to them, where they live, where they work, and where they find meaning and joy. This week, we hear from Jamie Kish in Yachats.
My parents brought us out here because they saw Oregon in a magazine and were like, that's exactly where we want to raise children. And so we moved out here in a U-Haul. They just tossed us in a U-Haul and we moved from Pennsylvania back in the late 80s. So I was a young kid when we moved out here. I didn't understand the level of dedication and awesomeness my parents were like instilling in my brother and ours lives. Growing up deep in the forest, kind of outside of Mary's Peak area, it instilled a lot of appreciation and dedication to the natural world and the Oregon coast. And yeah, it's been head over heels in love ever since. Living on the coast, it's a joy for my senses. I don't do well. I've learned over my 40 years of life now that I don't do well in a lot of environments, but the coast is it for me. The constant changing weather patterns. You can smell the rain in the air. You can smell, the heat on the sand at the beach. Just the feeling of being in one of our forests at 6 or 7 in the morning and the fog's rolling in, a marine layer coming off the ocean, and you just smell the salt in the trees, and it's heaven. This is a heaven. It's a wonderland as far as sense, experiences you can have with your senses here. From eating, we have really good food, to smelling and feeling, and just also that soul feeling of just feeling like you're connected to something bigger here. That just kind of holds you. The Cape Perpetua area is absolutely incredible. I've traveled a lot in my life, and I've even done hitchhiking. I hitchhiked across the country and back to try and get a sense of where I wanted to lay down my roots. And this area just calls you back. The Cape Perpetua area, there is nowhere like it. Just the basalt rocks from the lava flow that create the tide pools. The giant spruce trees that literally kiss the shore. They're so close. You got to see that. So my job, it's a dream job. If I could tell 10-year-old Jamie that this is our job now, I'd feel like we're the richest person on the planet. I work at the Cape Perpetua Collaborative, and I am the tide pool guide and lead for our tide pool tour programs, as well as a bunch of other free educational programs year round. One of my favorite parts about my job is introducing people to these very sensitive areas that are typically not able to be viewable by humans, much less walk through them as humans, outside of a few times a year during the lowest minus tides. So it's an honor to be an ambassador as a part of the human race, to introduce other humans to these areas where, by all accounts, we shouldn't be able to access or visit or see or learn about. So that's a huge honor. I don't take it lightly. It's kind of like my life's goal is just to instill more love and care about the species and the habitats of this area. This place is my heart.
That was Jamie Kish in Yachats. This Place is produced by Oregon Humanities and edited by John Richardson. To hear more stories from This Place, visit OregonHumanities.org or subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.